Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, LaffinBoy here, and today I am going to be answering the question that has plagued mankind since the beginning of time. Which car should I start Need for Speed Payback with? Seriously though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 5 cars that you can start the game with. That is 3 race spec vehicles and 2 off-road spec vehicles. And I'm going to build all of them with level 16 speed cards. I'm going to use the highest level catch-up pack. That's level 16 speed cards across the board. They have no bonuses whatsoever. Get no brand bonuses. Nothing. They're going to be about as even as you can get it. And I'm going to take them out. I'm going to take the 3 race spec vehicles out, and I'm going to do the same race with all 3 of them. I'm going to do the same thing with the 2 dirt spec vehicles, and we're going to compare their top speed and their handling. And I'm going to show you all of the customization on all 5 of these vehicles, so you can have an idea of what it will look like when it gets done. Anyway, here we go. This is going to be a long video, by the way.
Good old 87 Buick GNX. Now there's a badass car. This one can still pull a 6-second 0 to 60 after 30 years.
Alright, option number 1 is a race spec level 132. Got 288 horsepower. Top speed as it sits is 142. 0 to 60 in 5.5. Quarter mile at 14.00. Nitrous capacity is 3.6 and nitrous power is 3.6. Airtime is 3.9 and landing is 4.0. Brake power 4.4. Brake response 4.0. Alright, we're going to go to option number 2.
The Mark 1 Golf GTI, the car that launched the hot hatch trend. Still an ass kicker to this day.
Alright, horsepower, it's a level 131. Horsepower 191, top speed 137, 0 to 60 in 5.77, quarter mile 14.07 is a little slower. Nitrous capacity and nitrous power is the same at 3.6. Airtime 3.1, landing 4.3, brake power 2.9, and brake response is 1.7.
The S2000 Honda's homage to the roadsters of the 60s. Push that VTEC engine to 9,000 RPM to see what she can really do.
Alright, we have level 126, horsepower 237, top speed 150, 0 to 60 in 5.9, quarter mile in 14.37. That is definitely the slowest of the quarter miles, but anyway. Again, nitrous capacity and power are both at 3.6. Airtime 4.5, landing 3.4, brake power 4.3, and brake response is 4.0. I think that is the same as brake power is just a little bit more over here. And here we are again at the off-road dealership. Only has 2 cars this time, but here we go.
Which one are you going for, Mac?
Alright, we have the Land Rover Defender 110. It's level 137. Power 358, top speed 140, 0 to 60 in 5.37, quarter mile 13.87. It's a little faster than the other cars. They're a little quicker. Nitrous capacity and power are at 4.0 each. Airtime 2.3, landing 5.1. Brake power 2.6 and brake response at 1.0. Alright, and the next one.
The WRX STI, my hot hatch of choice for a bounce around the scenery. Great grip and handling. But My ass is gonna remember every bump.
Level 139 off-road, horsepower 305, top speed 148, 0 to 60 in 5.4, quarter mile 13.9, nitrous capacity is, and power are at 3.6, so you're doing better off with the nitrous over
The
here.
Land Rover.
Airtime 3.7, landing 4.4, brake power 3.1, brake response is better here at 2.3. There we go. Almost the same in power level. Anyway, at the first of the game, you will not be able to do these because, as you can see, they all have locks. They're to unlock these, you have to do specific things. Let's see, headlights build a car from derelict parts. Front bumper drift for 8 seconds straight. Splitter complete 3 speed runs with a 1-star rating. Each thing has its own little thing, and I just actually unlocked side skirts bringing this car home. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to show you though how much customization these things have after all of this is unlocked. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We have the we're going to start with the Buick GNX. What I'm going to do, I've already bought all the parts, so well, this one's actually doesn't have a whole lot of options on a lot of things. But I want to start off with the rims because the rims, I'm going to put the same rims and brake disc and brake calipers on all of them, but I want to show you, well, not the tires. Let's see, we're going to go to rims if I can read. Anyway, I'm going to show you really quickly the variety of rims. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any one rim because, as you can probably guess by now, there are loads of them. There's lots of rims. I'm going to put the same rim on all of the cars, so I'm going to kind of skip past that part on the rest of them. You can edit the primary paint. Let's see. Let me show you the options here. There's well, you've got plenty of different options. You can also go to the material. Use chrome, metallic, clear coat, matte, satin, and gloss. Oh, and you can come over here and do this. I'm not going to do any of that. You can do the same thing with a secondary paint, and you can change the rim size. I have already maximized the rim size on all of these, except for the Volkswagen. The Volkswagen, it comes that way. It only has one size available. Anyway, let's go to the calipers. There are several calipers that you can put on the car. They're the same on all of them. I am going to use the Brembo, which is this is normally the first Brembo that you come across. But anyway, we're gonna go to brake disc. There are a few of them. This one is restricted by the caliper, but there are several of them. Well, let me look at the caliper. It wants Speed Hunter caliper. Let's throw one on for a second just to see that. Anyway, so yeah, okay. Now this is going to take a while. I apologize for that, but I'm going to try to speed it up as much as I possibly can. And well, anyway, let's start off here. in the front. You've got two options for the hood. You've got two options for the grille, and for the Buick, this is going to be kind of par for the course. This one for the Buick and for the Land Rover. But the others are going to be a little more complicated. Here we have different headlight sets. Here are our massive two bumper selection. Now here is our massive two bumper selection. We have a few selections for the splitter. We don't have canards on this one. Front bumper, I mean not front bumper, front fender. We have a few. I like the flared fender well, but I'm going to go with the smaller flare this time. Side skirts, again, two. Wing mirror, we have a few options. Rear fender, we've only got four. I think that's the side skirt. Yeah, that's... Let's put that... Yeah. That's that one. And what I'm going to do on for most of this, I'm just going to go through, because a lot of these, I'm just going to go through it and not install it, because a lot of these are restricted by well, other parts of the car. So as you saw, I put the side skirt on and I couldn't show you one of the fenders. There's our bumper options. You can customize the license plate. You can change the background. You can change the frame, and you can even change the text. Okay, I'm not going to go into that on all of them. I'm just going to show you that one time, because this is going to be a time-consuming video as it is. And let's see. Sound system makes no difference whatsoever. So, okay, I'm going to go through these different spoilers. I personally like the big spoiler, so that's what we're going with. Anyway, that's... Let me put these wheels on here real quick, and then I'll give you a walk around. Here is our Buick GNX. Completely customized. Now, some of these are going to have roof options. This one doesn't. Anyway, there's our first car. Okay, now on to the Volkswagen Golf GTI. This one's going to get a little more complicated, because it has a lot of options, but a lot of them conflict with each other. This one does have a roof option. There we go. Hood, we've got several. We've got four. I'm going to go with this one. Grill, got two. Headlights, we've got a handful here. Unlike the one-eyed one there. Sorry about the phone. I'm going to go with this set of headlights. Now from here, I'm going to just kind of try to go through the options, because and not install them, because they're going to start conflicting with each other. Like for example, this bumper won't allow you to put any splitter on. Here are the splitters. And this kind of goes along with a set for the Forge. Let's see, there's it also will go with that. Here, as you can see, it says this is a complimentary set. Set contains the front fender and the side skirt. But I'm not going to put that on there yet. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to scroll through the side skirts. Am I going to put that on? Here's the rear fender. Now, I am going to go ahead. I am going to put that side skirt on because there is I've got to move the exhaust in order to show you all of the available stuff back here. I'm going to go ahead and show you the exhaust pieces, but unless I put this exhaust on, I'm not going to be able to show you much as far as diffusers and bumpers. Okay, I have to have the the Rocket Bunny rear bumper, and I have to have the the Forge rear bumper for this one. So let's go through and show you the bumpers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and install the Rocket Bunny so I can show you the Rocket Bunny diffuser. It's the only one that will go with this. And then I'm going to show you the Forge diffuser. Okay, and again, you know, you can customize the license plate. There are 3 options with the tail lights. You've got 3 options here. I'm not quite sure what the difference between the Forge and the regular Volkswagen one is, but I'm going to use the Ghost. We have a grand total of 1 options with the spoiler. Now, if you want to just take this off after you put it on here, just click on the item and just push the square button. If you look down there at the bottom, it says push the square button to remove. I'm guessing if you're on the PlayStation, it's square. If you're on the Xbox, I'm sure that it's probably going to be the X button. And PC, I guess you have your own. I'm going to put the Rocket Bunny stuff on here. Anyway, and again, I'm going to put the same rims on. Let's go over here and look at the mirror options real quick. I'm going to put those on. And well, I'm going to put the rims on, but that's going to be pretty quick. I'm just going to snap those on. Those are already all set up, and I still have to put the front ones on. I'm getting in too much of a hurry. This video is going to take a while, I know that, but anyway. Let's go ahead and pop this stuff on here. That's the wrong one. I already have the right hood on it. I got the right grill on it. I'm going to put the set on here that I'm going to keep, and then we're going to do a walk around. And I'm going to just do Rocket Bunny all the way around. Well, except for that, I guess. Hang on. Put the Rocket Bunny exhaust on so I can change this side skirt. Okay. Now we have a little Rocket Bunny. Again, you can tint the glass here. I don't I don't tend to do that because you can use the the wraps to do that, and like a lot of other people, that's what I tend to do, because then it will transfer if you decide to build another one and make it and paint it the same. I try to make it look the same. Anyway, on to the next car. Okay, now we have the Honda S2000. This one again is going to have conflicting parts, so a lot of them I'm just going to show you at first, and then I'll put it all together at the end. It can be a really good looking car. I mean, not that it's an ugly car to begin with, but let's see. There are the hood options. Here are the front bumper options. We have, well, some of the splitters I'll be able to show you without putting on front bumpers. I've got Voltex and JS Racing that I won't be able to show you. Let's show you what the two canards I can. Okay. Also need C West. So let's put the C West ones on here. Let's see if we got any of those that I can show you. No. I can show you the C West canards. Okay, so now we're going to go with Voltex, so I can show you the Voltex bumpers, Voltex splitters. There we go. Now this is what makes this video kind of long. Having to switch back and forth just to show you all of this stuff. There is Voltex canards. That one won't fit on our Voltex bumper. I don't know why. Let's do our JS. There's our JS splitter. Okay, there's our JS Racing canards. Okay, so let's do those. Okay. I forgot to take the fenders off, I guess. That, or it was a part of a set. Anyway, here we are. There's Voltex, there's the Honda stock fenders, and there is the JS Racing. I'm just going to put Hondas on here for now. The wing mirrors are not going to interfere with anything, so I'm just going to leave the ghost mirror on there. We have side skirts that, of course, are not going to be compatible, or not all of them are. Here's the stock. We have a Voltex one that is not going to show up until we put the Voltex fender on there, which is a good looking fender. I mean, the fender and side skirt looks pretty cool, I think. There is what that looks like. Personally, I think it looks awesome. And it does not interfere with our rear fenders, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it on there. That's what I'm going to wind up with anyway. Here are our tail light options. Okay, we do have roof options on this one. This is the stock one. This is the kind of a fastback. Sound system again does not make any difference. Here are our spoiler options, and again, I kind of like to go big. Rear bumper. again, we're going to have some restrictions. Alright. Going to go to the diffusers. I'll show you what I can put on the normal ones. What I can put on the normal bumper. I have to put on the JS Racing bumper to show you the JS Racing one. I'm not sure where it is. But yeah. Okay, let's what other ones do I need to show you here? Voltex and C West. Put on the C West. Kind of an interesting bumper. There is the diffuser for the C West. And I can't put the Voltex bumper on without putting the Voltex rear fender on, which is a good looking thing, I think. Anyway, let's do, there is our Voltex bumper. And our Voltex is the only one that will go there. Our Voltex diffuser. Rear canards won't go on this bumper. Big surprise. Let's go ahead and take that off. Put the Honda bumper on here. And show you the rear canards. Okay. That is the customization of the Honda S2000. It can be a really good looking car. Actually, I mean, I'm not saying it's an ugly car to begin with, but it can look kind of wild. Let's go ahead and snap these rims on real quick. And it's already got the brake calipers and the brake disc on here. And I'll give you a quick walk around of our Honda S2000. I think it looks pretty good. Now, of course, you can definitely, you can come up here and you can change, you can do the paint and the wrap. You can import wraps. You can customize, make your own, and you can share those. I don't have anything on here, and I don't intend to really go too far into that. You can adjust the stance. Well, you can change the camber. You can change the camber on front and rear. You can change the ride height. I'm not gonna do that. And there are vanity items that you will pick up throughout the game. Anyway, vanity items: nitrous color, tire smoke, underglow, air suspension, horn, and all of these you can. Let's see, nitrous color. You'll unlock these through your shipments. Anyway, we're on to the next car. Okay, here we are at the Subaru WRX STI. You might notice that the rims are already on this one, but that's because I couldn't find the Subaru rims. But there are, because you know, I don't know why, but I don't know why I couldn't find the Subaru rims. They just didn't seem to show up and all of that. Anyway, let's start with the actual customization of this car. Again, the windows, I would tint by using wraps. Here are the two hood options. The front bumpers, you have 3. Front splitters. Front canards. Okay, that only goes with 1 bumper. And this is the regular. Okay. Then let's put... And when I was originally doing this car, I actually ran out of money and had to go and do a little, well, I had to go and actually went and used my own little money cheat. There is a anywhere money glitch that that I have posted, and I'll show you that. I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, here are our fenders. Here are our mirror options. Our side skirts. Our rear fenders. Our tail light options. Our spoiler options. Let's see, license plate, of course. There are our bumper options. I don't remember. Hey, look at that. No interference. And there it is. Our exhaust options. I don't really go for the upswept exhaust. There we are. And I'm going to go ahead and put this together the way I had it. Rear bumper. Okay. And I'm going to give you a quick walk around. Okay, here we are. This is our Subaru WRX STI. Not a very complicated build. Didn't have too much stuff that was interfering with other stuff. Now we're going to go over here and do our Land Rover, our last vehicle. Okay, here we are with our Land Rover. This one does have a roof option. This one does not have a lot of options. And it also doesn't tend to interfere with each option doesn't tend to interfere with all the other ones. Rims, yeah, let's go ahead and pop those on here. Front fender, 3. That's the one I'm going to go with. Wing mirrors. Yeah, those just don't seem practical because you can't see them. Wouldn't be able to see them from the drive well, the driver would not be able to see the mirror on the passenger side. This thing kind of looks like a tank. I mean, it looks like something that if you could only have one vehicle in the apocalypse, it would be this. Here are these. There are the rear bumper options. And that is pretty much it. That is our customization video, or that's the customization part of the video. Here is our walk around. That thing is a beast. Alright, well, now on to the performance part. Here we are in our Pontiac, Buick GNX. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it a Pontiac. At the Noche de Muertos, that is the Night of the Dead. And, well, here we go. And there we have first place at 1.42.7. Now this little fella sounds angry. And here we have our Honda S2000. It's a beautiful car.
Time to crush this.
Let's give it a shakedown.
I knew I could pull this off.
137.81. Now that is a little bit better run than the other two. I did have a respawn wreck and an all-painter wreck in the other two as well. But this thing handles really well. We go to the off-road vehicles. And let's go take the Defender out for a run. And we're going to do the Desert Spanner race. It's an off-road sprint race. This is a beast of a truck. Let's unleash the beast. First place, a minute 22.01. Here we are in our little Subaru. We're going to do the same race and hopefully win. Here we go.
And that's game.
118.8. I'm also going to be testing these two on their jump capability, and well, here we go. I'm going to line them up right about here, and okay, here we go.
Yeah, baby.
282 yards with the Subaru. Now we're going to see how far this beast can fly.
Aerosol.
271 yards. Okay, now I'm going to give you a real quick rundown of the stats here, and then I'm going to tell you about each individual car and my thoughts on them. Okay, here we have the most horsepower at 997. The most horsepower of these three. This guy here's got the most of any of them. Horsepower is 997. The least horsepower here is 601, and then we have 910 over here. Top speed is 212. That is the fastest car by 1 mile an hour. The Buick coming in second at 211, and the Golf coming in at 209. Then we have 0 to 60 at 2.37 here, and a quarter mile at 9.47. The Volkswagen is 2.47 and 9.5, and the S2000 is exactly the same as the Buick at 9.37, 2.37 and 9.47. Okay, nitrous capacity and nitrous power are equal throughout every vehicle except this one at 4.0. Okay, airtime and landing. This one is kind of middle of the road. This one has an airtime of 3.9 and a landing of 4.0. This one has the worst airtime at 3.1, but the best landing at 4.3. This one has the best airtime at 4.5 and the worst landing at 3.4. That's probably not a really good combination if you're going to try to fly the car. Anyway. Brake power is 4.3 here. This is the second best of the three. And brake power is 4.0. These two, this one and this one, no, not that one, this one, are almost exactly the same. The Buick has a little bit better brake power. However, the Golf has a weak, the brake power is kind of weak at 2.9, and the brake response is dismal at 1.7. Okay, now I'll kind of give you a little breakdown of my thoughts on the cars and how I like them, basically. Starting with the Volkswagen Golf GTI. This car can look really, really cool and sound extremely angry, but it does seem to lack power. Over here, this one is definitely not lacking power. This car, I love this car in this game. I love this car in real life. In the game, This thing makes for a good race vehicle. Especially if you like drifting, I definitely recommend this car for your first drift car. It I had a lot of fun playing with this car. If you watch my playthrough, I love this as a drift car. I love to drift. Anyway, enough drifting. Let's go over here. The S2000. This car, it can drift. Enough drifting. But it does handle better than the Buick. And well, this is my pick. This is the one that I would choose of the first three cars, just simply because it handles better. It still has the power. And it's fun to drive. Anyway, okay, of the off-road vehicles, this one has more horsepower. This one has just a little bit better top speed by 1 mile an hour. 0 to 60 is better over here, but the quarter mile is the same. Nitrous capacity is better on the Land Rover. Nitrous capacity and nitrous power are better on the Land Rover. Airtime, however, is better in the Subaru. Landing is slightly better in the Land Rover. Brake power and brake response are both better on the Subaru. As far as the handling goes, the Land Rover is a little bit I guess you'd say clumsier than the Subaru, so I would have to give the Subaru the win here. So my choices are the Honda S2000 and the Subaru WRX STI. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was informative. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. LaffinBoy out.